Hello, students. Today I want to share a book with you called Whose Hat Is This? By Sharon Katz Cooper. Put on your thinking cap and guess whose hat is whose. There are hard hats and soft hats, square hats and round hats. There are even very tall hats. Some workers wear hats to keep warm, others wear hats to stay clean. A hat can block sun from a worker's eyes. A hat can protect a head from getting hurt. Hats come in all shapes and sizes. Can you guess whose hat is whose? Whose hat is this, so bright and shiny? This is a firefighter's helmet. She runs into burning buildings to put out fires. Her helmet keeps her head safe from falling objects and extreme heat. Here's a fun fact. Firefighters' helmets are red, yellow, or neon colored so they can be quickly seen from far away or through smoke. Whose hat is this, hanging over a face? This is a beekeeper's hat. A beekeeper raises bees for honey. She reaches into hives buzzing with bees to get the honey. Her hat covers her face and protects her from stings. Here's a fun fact. Beekeepers also wear coveralls and long gloves to protect the rest of their bodies from bee stings. Whose hat is this? So tall and clean. This is a chef's hat. His hat is also called a toque. His white hat shows that his kitchen is clean. The chef in charge of a restaurant wears the tallest hat. Here's a fun fact. A chef's hat might have 100 pleats. Pleats are a special kind of fold. These pleats show that a great chef can cook an egg 100 different ways. Whose hat is this with a polished silver badge? This is a police officer's cap. It's part of her uniform. A police officer's cap helps people find her quickly in a crowd because no one else will be wearing the same cap. Fun fact. The badges, emblems, and nameplate on the uniform are part of the insignia that a person in uniform wears. It shows what town the officer works in or what kind of skills she has. Whose hat is this, so round and strong? This is a football player's helmet. When one football player tackles another one, his helmet keeps his head safe if he hits the ground or another player. Fun fact, some football helmets have linings made of inflatable pads. These pads help the helmet fit snugly to each player's head. Whose hat is this shining in the night? This is an astronaut's helmet. It's part of his spacesuit. Up in space, there's no air. His helmet gives him air to breathe and keeps his body at a steady temperature. Fun fact, it is very cold up in space, so astronauts must wear special suits with their helmets. These suits help astronauts stay warm. Whose hat is this so hard and yellow? This is a construction worker's hard hat. Sometimes workers drop pieces of wood or sharp nails while they are working. A construction worker wears a hard hat to protect his head. Fun fact, the original hard hat was made out of canvas, glue, and black paint. Canvas is a thick fabric. Today, hard hats are made out of plastic. Plastic is stronger and more durable. Whose hat is this so warm and snug? This is your hat. When it's cold outside, it keeps your head warm. When it snows, it keeps your head dry. Fun fact: hats can be made from yarn, fleece, wool, cotton, or leather. Some winter hats even have flaps to cover your ears. Just for fun, point to the picture of the hat I describe in each sentence. Which hat has a special netting to protect a worker's face? Did you say the beekeeper's hat? You're right. Which hat has a shiny badge and stands out in a crowd? The police officer's hat. And which hat protects an athlete's head? The football player's helmet. Good job. Here are some more information about hats. In Egyptian, Roman, and Greek times, hats showed which people were thought of as more important than others. People who wore bigger, taller hats were more important and held a higher rank in the community. People have many sayings about hats. Have you ever heard someone say, "Hats off to you"? That means you did a good job. If a person says, "Keep it under your hat," it means you should keep a secret. The first hard hat zone in the United States was at the Golden Gate Bridge construction site in San Francisco in the early 1900s. A hat trick? A hat trick is 3 goals made by one player in a soccer game or hockey game. That's called a hat trick. This started from the British game of cricket in the 1800s. If you scored 3 times in a cricket game, you were often given a hat by your team. So they called it a hat trick. Thanks for learning more about hats with me.